My friends, welcome to the YouTube channel. I want to talk about the Lightphone 2 for a minute, and I want to talk about some negative things that always happen when I talk about this phone specifically. People on the internet hate this phone for some reason, and it's because it's a little more expensive, kind of, but I don't really feel like it is because you get what you pay for. And I've been using this phone for 3 years. It's been out for 5+ years, and they're still offering new support, new updates. Bada bing, bada boom. The thing gets better and better all the time. Also, I don't have to pay a subscription fee for this phone to work or for it to get better and better. I do have to have an active service plan with my own carrier, or Light does have carrier options, I believe, but that's neither here nor there. I want to live in a world where the things around me work as good on day 1 as they do on day 100. In fact, if they get better over time, that's even better. But I've also bought and paid for the premium devices, the iPhones, the Androids, the things that lose support after like 2 years, and we have no problem, we have no issue with paying $1,000 for a quote-unquote flagship device that loses support after a couple of years, that the battery wears out, that the support weans off, but we have a problem with paying a little bit more up front for something like this, which has an intentional approach. I don't get it. So I think we're in a day and age now where more and more young people specifically jive with this mindset of you get what you pay for and you vote for the world that you want to live in with your dollars. So keep that in mind when you come to discussions about tech, and even honestly about clothing, about food, about everything out there. You get what you pay for, and if you're paying cheaply or if you're paying nothing for a service or a product, that is usually either A, you are the product or the service, or B, it's made on the backs of people who make non-livable wages, or it's doing just catastrophic things to the environment, the earth. I'm not here to like poop on anybody's choices out there. I'm just saying, can we include all of that in the conversation when we talk about tech and when we talk about the reusability of products? End rant, let's move on to the fun of the video, and that is the Lightphone 2 and what it is. Take all that stuff off the table, the ranting for a minute, and talk about just how great of a piece of tech this is. You've got the basics in here. You've got phone calls, texting, you've got a music player where you can load music in the dashboard, you've got a calendar that syncs with your Google Calendar. And if you don't know how to do this, you can actually go on to Zapier and tell Zapier to create a new event in your personal Gmail calendar from another calendar. You only have one calendar on here, obviously. But if you have a work calendar and you want those items to show up on this phone, you could create a Zap in Zapier and tell it to create something like that for you. And that's been a solve for me. So if someone adds something to my family calendar, it shows up here for me. So calendar works great. Alarm still kicks awesome. And you have recurring alarms. So you can set an alarm for 5 a.m. every day and it'll ring on true. Podcasts, let's talk about for a moment. Fantastic tool. You can still go in the dashboard, subscribe to whatever you want. And then also there's an RSS feed option, which I've used to add in audiobooks. And the way it works is there's this tool called PushPod. Check out PushPod. You can actually use a free Dropbox, create a folder with PushPod, and you can create basically a folder where you can put your audiobooks so that they show up in your podcast feed, so you're not using up all of your storage to play back a book. So that's pretty fantastic. So we can make a whole nother video about that, but basically getting Open Audible, buying your book on Audible, getting Open Audible, unlocking that book, downloading it, uploading it to your Dropbox, and then it'll show up here as in your podcasts but that's one way to get your audiobooks onto here. And then Notes works really well. The directory tool is a much needed asset to this because I can look up businesses, I can see their address, I can see what their hours are, I can call them. That's fantastic. The one tool we all love and hate, and that is the directions tool. If I know point A and I know point B, I can punch it in here and I can get some directions. Other than that, it's kind of sketch, and if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I would recommend getting a dedicated GPS to use in your car so that you don't have to worry about getting stranded. There is so much more to talk about with this phone. The intentionality, every month, this phone gets better and better. And I feel like a broken record, but this is still going to be my daily driver until the Light Phone 3 comes out, which I want to talk about for just a moment. The Light Phone 3 is starting to ship in April for new orders. So if you haven't ordered a Light Phone 3, you probably should soon because the price just keeps going up and up and up. If it's too expensive, fine, I get it. But if you go back to my rant at the beginning of this video, you can see why I don't necessarily agree with that mindset. I think that a phone that's going to last for 5 to 10 years, paying a little bit of a premium is cool with me, as long as I know I'm getting and I know the product is going to do what it says it's going to do. So, great phone. I can't recommend it enough. If you're looking to do like a dumb phone or something, it probably is best if you can borrow a flip phone from somebody or get a used one and reuse it. Try it out, because I do think there's some merit to that, to knowing if that's gonna scratch the itch for you, then just stick with it. But if you're like me, where you've drank the Kool-Aid, as it were, or you've basically told yourself, this is the person I want to be someone that's more intentional with my time, then this might be the thing for you. And one last thing I'll say about this device that sets it apart from many of the other dumb solutions out there is the fact that you have your hotspot. So you can bring your laptop with you in your bag, you can bring your remarkable tablet, you can bring whatever you need, and in a pinch, if you have to jump on the internet and pull down an email or something, you can do it with this. Huge fan of this device. Light Phone team just killed it with this freaking phone. It looks nice, it feels nice, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna use it all the live long day. I'm gonna do a couple more videos in the coming weeks about other tech that's come out years ago that's still working pretty well for me. So if you want to hear more about those kinds of things, subscribe to the channel and hang out, and I'll see you next time. Peace!